Hey guys, it's me again. So, as I'm recording this, it is September 11th, 2019. And I just wanted to talk about what happened on September 11th, 2001, as far as what happened when I was there. Because I was 21 at the time. So, I remember I was married the first time, and I didn't have to work that day. My wife did. My ex-wife, but my wife did, and we had to. She had to work, and we wanted to get some Chinese food from a place called Zaws, Z-A-W, Zaws, in Squirrel Hill in Pittsburgh. Great Chinese. It's amazing Chinese takeout. Super, super good. If you're ever in the Pittsburgh area, especially in Squirrel Hill, go to Zaws. It's good and well priced. They're not paying me, I promise. But anyways, so we went to Zaws and we picked up some food. And he had a little tiny TV sitting in the sitting area. And I looked over there and there was a building on fire. And I was like, Sonny, because the owner's name is Sonny. I was like, Sonny, what's going on? He goes, some building's on fire. Because he wasn't really paying attention. He was doing business. So I was like, oh, that's crazy. Never really cared. So we grabbed our stuff and we walked up to the video store. I mean, for young people, a video store, where you rent videos. So we walked up to the video store and we were there for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes before we found out what happened. It wasn't just a building on fire. It was the first building that got hit. And the second building had just got hit at that point in time. So we tried to tune our radio because our radio was not so good. It was always a stereo system within the video store. We tuned our radio, tried to hear what we could hear. But it was mostly people coming in and telling us, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. My ex-wife, we'll just call her Teresa because that's her name. Teresa freaked out because her uncle lived in downtown New York. He was a model. You might have seen him on Just for Men beard stuff. I don't know, whatever. But he was actually on there. But she was freaking out, and like I said, she had to work. I didn't have to work. So she called her parents, and I guess her grandparents were also on a flight back from Canada to the U.S. So it was all kinds of crazy. So I clocked in. Well, we didn't clock in at the time. You just showed up and said you were there. I took over the shift. Her parents picked her up and they left and did stuff, which is weird too because I still had to work, and I was building a display for Pearl Harbor, which is kind of crazy. It's super crazy because that's when the movie came out around the same time. So I was building a standee for Pearl Harbor. And then people were calling in after a while and they wanted to reserve copies of Red Dawn, the original, of course, because the other one hadn't come out until years later. But they wanted Red Dawn, and there was another one. It took place in New York and had to deal with terrorists. I can't remember the name of the movie. I'm sure I've seen it, but whatever. So everybody started shutting down. There were no more buses running. Giant Eagle, which, if you don't know, that's a major grocery store chain in Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They shut down. Barnes and Noble shut down. And this is a Jewish community, so all the Jewish places started shutting down. And I called my boss and I said, hey, everybody's shutting down because of what's going on. What should we do? She said, well, you're making money. There's a joke in there somewhere. I'm not going to make it because it's racist. But are you making money? I said, well, yeah, we're doing actually fairly normally well. And she said, okay, well, wait till 5 o'clock and then you close down. So about 5 o'clock shows up, we closed down. And I went home and ended up watching the news and all the crazy stuff that was going on. It was really bad. I made sure to buy a newspaper from the day after, which I still have, somewhere. I think it's in my kitchen because I brought it out to show my kid. And I was like, hey, check this out. But it's pretty bad. But it was crazy because the hysteria around it was ridiculous. Like I flipped out. I was like, what are we gonna do? I was like, oh crap. So I bought two gas masks. One, it was an Israeli gas mask and a Russian gas mask. Russian for me, Israeli for Teresa, because the different sizes. We bought some MREs. We put up plastic around our bedroom just in case. I had water going. I made some wine just in case. I had everything set up because we'd never been through this. I mean, even in World War II, maybe. I mean, I wasn't there obviously, but we hadn't actually had people come in here. I mean, they definitely hit us on the West Coast, in Hawaii and all that stuff, but we never really had that kind of problem here, and it became real, where somebody could show up out of nowhere and just destroy things, completely destroy things. And it was a crazy, weird time. Of course, people finally started putting American flags on their porches, like, hey, go America, which, nobody ever wanted to do. And of course, nowadays they don't want to do it anymore, but I still do, and that's fine. Oh, I don't have a flag because, I'm poor and I can't afford it. But I would if I could, afford it. But at the time, it was weird where things, you didn't feel safe anymore. And I'm not talking about Middle Eastern guys walking around, because I'd seen them all the time, and some of them were my friends. I bought stuff from, I went to their businesses, and I've talked to them all the time. In fact, there was a guy that used to come into our video store, and his his name was what the hell was it? Hussein something or other. And then there was another guy whose last name was the same guy that we killed, and I can't remember because I really don't care about him. He can go to hell for all I care. The guy that we shot, whatever. But none of that ever mattered until after that. And then you're like, oh shit, that guy's name is the same. And I never cared regardless, because you are who you are. As long as you're a good person, you're a good person to me, and I'm a good person to you. We're all good. But it was weird because after that, everything changed. Everything changed. The guy that I'd go to buy cigarettes from, his kid, for some reason, called me Uncle Billy, which is weird because I'm not his uncle, and I'm not, Indian. Well, he's Indian. It's not Middle Eastern, but he's Indian. He's like, oh, Uncle Billy, because I used to give him promotional materials from the video store because he loved Godzilla and dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, and I'd give him everything I had. Uncle Billy. And I remember that I guess he had some apartments above his shop that he rented out to Middle Eastern guys and other Muslims, and because he was a Indian Muslim. And they got in trouble for making fake IDs for people, and so there's all this thing about that, and so people stopped going to him, and I was like, that's stupid. It's stupid. He's a great guy, It wasn't his fault that these guys were assholes. Pardon my French. So the world changed, and I don't feel like it's changed back. Because, we still look at Muslims as bad people, which they're not bad people. I have a brother, I'm a Freemason, so I have a brother who's a Muslim, because a Muslim is allowed to be a Freemason as well, and he's a pretty cool guy. I haven't talked to him in a while. He's not in my lodge or anything like that, but I met him on Facebook, of course. Um, there's nothing wrong with being a Muslim, but I still feel like maybe they feel like they are being targeted. But I don't think they really are. I really don't. I think the left thinks that they are, and they're the SJWs who want to say like, oh, you talk, it's Muslims. You gotta, like all the. Yeah, I don't even want to get into that. In fact, I don't even know where I'm going with this at this point in time. But all I gotta say is, if you're an American and you love America because of America, well, I love you too. How about that? And we're all brothers, we're all sisters, and we're all whatever else you want to be, but we're all together. And if somebody is targeting you because you look a different way, or you say Allah instead of God, I have a friend, his name's Dia. He runs a business a few doors down from where I work. And during Ramadan, I said, Ramadan Mubarak. And he was kind of surprised. And I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of know what it is, because I talk to people. I have nothing against you. And he calls me brother, and I call him brother. We hug sometimes. It's not gay. And I'm not trying to be against gays. It's not gay. We're brothers, as far as I'm concerned. We're all in it together. America's not bad. America's never been bad. I mean, we've done some stupid shit, but we've never been bad. We evolve. And that's all we got to do, is keep evolving, but evolve for each other and not against each other. Because when we do that, well, then we're China and communists, whatever. So, aside from that, have a nice day.